Well, I can't ever think about this entire subject without the tune na, 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 running through my head. I just love that X-Men music so much. But as you guys know, a lot of X-Men casting been going on lately. It's official. Cat's out of the bag. It's not being kept a secret anymore. They're even talking about it in interviews now. But Sadie Sink is, of course, indeed Jean Grey. As we have been telling you for like 8 months, she was going to be Jean Grey. But a lot of you guys knew it already too. Like we weren't telling you anything you didn't know. So it's official. She's Jean Grey. We also got the wonderful Samara Weaving is going to be our Emma Frost. Yesterday, we talked about Kit Connor. I believe that's his name, Kit Connor.
Yeah.
Has been cast.
That sounds like a superhero name.
It does. It sounds like a made-up fake superhero name.
Yeah.
His mild-mannered regular persona, Kit Connor, is going to be our Cyclops. So we know that, which leaves still two of the biggest pieces of the puzzle up for grabs. And those are, of course, Magneto and Charles Xavier, or Michael Jackson, depending on how you look at it. So those are obviously the casting announcements we're waiting to find out. Now, there's been some speculation and some reports and all that kind of stuff about who may or may not be in the running, including a couple names like Tom Pelphrey and Bill Skarsgård have been thrown out there a lot. Well, according to a report out there by Daniel RPK, they're saying that the role of Charles Xavier has been cast. And it's not Bill Skarsgård nor Tom Pelphrey. It's neither of them. I had heard a while, like when the first rumors of these came out, we kind of addressed these a while ago. These rumors came out, we talked about them, blah, blah, blah. I then got contacted by a couple of people who said it's neither of them. But I didn't know how reliable that was. Maybe it was reliable, maybe it wasn't. But now Daniel RPK is also saying it's neither of those two names. Now, I 100% believe, 100% believe that they've already got their Charles Xavier. I completely believe they've got him. Who's it going to be? Well, there is some word going around today. Before we get into the 5 I'm going to mention, there is some word going around today that Craven actor Christopher Abbott might be in talks to take over the role. He's been in a couple of things you might recognize. Like, obviously, he was in Kraven the Hunter, but you know what? He was pretty good. I didn't like that Wolfman movie all that much, to be honest with you. But he was pretty good in it. Like, he's pretty good in it. So I'm not familiar with a lot of his work outside of those things, and obviously in Poor Things. But there's some whispers going around that he may be in talks. I want you to file that away and put that into the back of your brain storage capacity there, the name Christopher Abbott. Now, that kind of came out before I put together this list. Now, I, over the weeks, have had several names spoken to me about people they've been talking to. Not in talks, but talking to about potentially doing it. There have been a whole bunch of them. I've narrowed it down to 5 out of all the ones that I've heard thrown at me. Now, one of my big pieces of criteria here, guys, is that it has to be an actor between the age of 40 and 50. I think less than 40 might be a little too young. I think over 50 might be getting a little bit too old for somebody you hope will be playing this role for 20 years. But, you know, if they're 40 to 45, 48, whatever, they can play it for 20 years, no problem. So I've narrowed it down to the actors that I've heard between 40 and 50. And these are the ones that I think are, number one, most likely, but the ones I'd be most interested in. All right, I'm going to go from number 5 up to number 1. At number 5 for me, it's James Norton, who you might know right now as Lord Ormond Hightower in House of the Dragon. Now, he's already got quite a nice acting resume. And boy, do we love to hate this guy in House of the Dragon. But he's the right age. I believe he's like 40 on the nose. I think he's the right age. I think he's got a great look for it. Shave that head. put him in a wheelchair and boom, he's got the voice for it. I think he's got a very commanding presence that Charles Xavier has to have. You have to have an actor because when Charles Xavier comes into a room, he owns the room. And I think you need an actor that can have a bit of that to him. I think James Norton is one of the guys who can do that. So I'm going to say my number 5 spot is going to be James Norton. At number 4, I love this guy, Matthew Good. I love Matthew Good. And he's
one of my favorites.
So good in The Offer.
Oh, I've always liked him, but it was in The Offer that I just straight up fell in love with him. And then there was that little vampire movie a couple of years ago called Abigail.
Yeah.
Where he just pops up at the end for this big scene at the end. And it's like one of my favorite moments of the entire movie. The way he comes in, again, just this incredible presence. I also loved him in The Imitation Game. So good. I just love this guy. I think he is a world-class actor, and I could totally see him as a Charles, that voice, that whole bit. I just think him coming into a room, I think he would be a great Charles Xavier. And again, one that I think could play the role for like 20 years. All right. Next one up for me. It's a little at the top of the age range, granted, but he is 50, and that's just at the edge of my age range.
Cillian
Murphy, my friend.
Yeah.
Man, bang on, Rob.
Wow.
It's not just that he's a great actor, okay? Because we could make a list of any great actors. It's ones that I could actually see having that presence of Charles Xavier, and I just think this guy could do it.
He's one of my favorites. One of my favorite choices for this role.
By the way, also one of the few guys on this list, maybe the only guy on this list that I could easily see him play either Charles Xavier or Eric or Magneto. I could see him playing either, to be honest with you.
It's interesting you say that, because when you brought up James Norton, I saw Magneto.
Yeah, there's some people that would work too. So I really, really love the idea. If they announced tomorrow that it was Cillian Murphy, I would lose my shit. That would be great. But there are 2 names that I like even more for this role. And we already had James Norton. So but I swear it has nothing to do with House of the Dragon. I think Matt Smith would be an amazing Charles Xavier.
Amazing.
Just like the power he has in his voice, his ability to use his expressions only to completely dominate a scene. This guy as Charles Xavier for the next 10, 15, 20 years would be something I would sign up for immediately. May not have gone over great in Morbius. That's fine. But you give him the role of Charles Xavier, I'm telling you what, man, that has just win written all over it. I'd be there immediately.
Polar opposite from his current role. I mean,
oh yeah,
Charles Xavier has to exude empathy, and
I think he can do it. I think he absolutely can do it, and I think he would be great at it. Well, that leads to my number 1 pick. And before I say my number 1 pick, let me say 1 or 2 honorable mentions. One that I can't believe I don't have on my list. It's just that I left it at 5. But Lee Pace. I think Lee Pace would probably be a pretty badass Charles Xavier. So I think that one would be there too. Way
older though.
A little, but that's part of the reason why he got disqualified out of it. But
yeah,
I think he would have been really good because he plays young. He can play young. And then there's one name that is the lifelong fan casting since Patrick Stewart. It's just that way past the age, I think, cutoff for somebody who'd be able to play this role for 20 years. And that was Bryan Cranston. I think everybody would love to see Bryan Cranston as, but he can't play the role for the next 20, 25 years. So Here's my number one guy. This guy is a phenomenal talent. He has played in a wide variety of roles. He's the perfect age. He's got a great look for it. He's got the voice for it. And at one point, gentlemen, he's even already played Charles Xavier's son.
No, I can't believe you're going to say this. This was my. Oh.
Was this your pick?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dan Stevens. This dude is awesome.
Yep.
He's awesome.
I can't believe you got that's so funny.
My wife used to make me watch what I thought at one point was called Downtown Abbey. That I then very quickly learned, no, it's John, is Downton Abbey. He first of all, he burst onto the scene in Downton Abbey, and he was really quite good in it. And then think what you will about the live action Beauty and the Beast. He was really good. He was really good. And he's done nothing but like own things. And by the way, guys, we already referenced Abigail the other day, a few minutes ago. He was fantastic in Abigail. And then, of course, Legion, he was amazing in.
The Guest.
The Guest. I mean, this guy is just a phenomenal actor, has got the quintessential British voice for this. I just think, man, I just think this guy would be great. I think he would be absolutely great for it. Look, I like all of these names, all of them. If they announced any of these names, I'd be super happy with it. Hell, even Christopher Abbott, which might be the name. And there are some other names that I would be perfectly happy with. But these are all names that have been whispered to me. Oh, and there have been many others. These are just the 5 that I would put together on. So anyway, there's that. Rob, the word going around is that they've picked their Charles. They've got him. Now, whether it's Christopher Abbott or whether it's Matt Smith or whether it's Dan Stevens, we'll find that out probably before D23 for sure. But do you believe, like I do, that they have indeed cast him? And if so, what are some names you would like to put forward for possibly being our new Charles Xavier?
Well, you already got Cillian Murphy and Dan Stevens, which were mine, but I think he's already been cast. I really do. I mean, I think that they're going to make probably a big splashy announcement at D23. That it just wouldn't surprise me if that's what's going to happen. And then there's an actor name, I think his name is Sam Claflin.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Claflin. I think Sam Claflin could work. I think that, like he said, he's got an empathetic quality to him. But that's really the one guy. It was Dan Stevens, Cillian Murphy, and Sam Claflin that I sort of came up with.
Well, I'm glad we had a couple of the same ones on there then.
Yeah, I mean, I love Dan Stevens as an actor. I just love that guy, and it's his piercing blue eyes.
Oh,
if you
yes.
have Xavier sitting in, like you'd see in that picture, that his eyes alone, you just shine a light in him the right way, and you can see psychic powers emanating from him. So it's going to be interesting. Is it Onslaught that's supposed to be like a pseudo
the merger of Magneto and Xavier? Yeah.
Oh no, the new movie that's coming out.
Oh,
that's like a pseudo sequel to the Guest.
Okay.
It's in the Guest universe.
Wasn't there already a movie just a couple of years ago set in like World War II Germany called Onslaught?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if it's called Onslaught, but it's new. It's the new. Is it Adam Wingard? It's the new Adam Wingard movie.
Oh, okay, all right.
That with Wonder Woman in it. She plays and there's Terminator soldiers. It's like Universal Soldier meets the Terminator.
I had one.
What's that?
That I was thinking of for Xavier. You remember 1917, the movie?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
George McKay, the lead in 1917.
Right. Yeah.
I could see him as a great Xavier.
I like that one. And by the way, there's a few others that people have been kind of mentioning in the live chat. One of them, I mean, is an obvious one, but I just think he's aged out for this particular role, which was Mark Strong. Mark Strong, I mean, just phenomenal actor. I just don't know if he can play the role for another 20 years, which is one of the things I think they're looking for.
Yeah.
Mark Strong would be good. Of course, Patrick Wilson was one we've talked about before that we really like the idea of Patrick Wilson. Somebody's mentioning Daniel Craig. Yeah. Again, aged out though. I think he's a bit aged out to start playing. If it was for 1 or 2 movies only, do it. But that's why I had that rule. I set up a rule. It had to be between 40 and 50. So that's who I have come up with. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The whispers going around right now is that it's done. They've cast Charles Xavier. We just don't know who it is yet. Maybe it's one of the names we've mentioned. Maybe it's Christopher Abbott. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's James Norton. Maybe it's one of these other guys. I think we will find out very soon. Hell, maybe by the time we go to bed tonight, we might find out who it actually is. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And of course, maybe it'll be Vin Diesel. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Mars Men. Guys, you know that one of the frustrating things about getting older is realizing that the things that used to come naturally suddenly require a lot more effort. You wake up tired, workouts feel harder, recovery takes longer, and by the middle of the afternoon, your energy and focus can completely disappear. And that's where Mars Men comes in. Mars Men is designed to support healthy testosterone levels, natural energy, and stamina using 8 clinically dosed ingredients. There are absolutely no synthetics or needles, and it's made in the USA and third-party tested. Some men report steadier energy, stronger workouts, and better recovery, and it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you.